sue the city to not raise the sidewalks. Eventually, obviously, the city wins that lawsuit. It took 20 years for it.
Kirk. Or yes, during Kirk.
Times about 4 months ago. So if you want to see what it looks like inside, go online, home section, New York Times, Smith Tower. It's an amazing space. Yes?
They're closed today,
Okay. Just bring my whole thing, but that's okay. If you're here tomorrow, it's still
We're all
nice
invited
out.
to the wedding, don't worry.
Okay, there's a wedding up there. Crash the wedding. Anyway. Kind of held all the truths, all the information, all the knowledge. Today we're just unemployable. Anyways, this is storytelling format. It's pretty rough down there. You expect a Disney experience throughout a lot. So I'll tell the story in the form of last three explanations. We'll do it full rest over. First of all, we're at the level of That actually smells good down here. A little bit of food. Usually it's dead rat, so this is not bad. You're filling milk too, guys. Come on, we got a big gap. Yeah, everyone thinks we're joking about the rats. You're not going to see them in the day, but come down here at night. There's lots of rats. Hey guys, but there's a food chain down here. That's a cool thing. You're not going to see any for make sure you're going north. No, buses are free. If we pay for light rail, it's not free. And if you get caught, it's going to cost more. Seriously, it's not free. Huh? It is outside. The weird thing is, a lot of it doesn't look like that. When you go outside, you'll see it. I don't know why, but you can't. Down here, it looks brown or sepia. When you go above, it's purple. It's kind of a weird effect. And also, when you're above, I mean, it's amazing that that much light comes down here. It almost looks like stone from above, but that's quite bad. And even at night, the street lights will, you can see the street lights down here. Kind of an eerie, cool effect. Is there a reason why these tunnels? Opportunity, more space to sell. Try to think of this as America's first underground shopping mall. Combination of storefronts, but they would also stack goods on pallets. They would build stairs to get to those goods. Then they brought the skylights in to bring natural light down to that new shopping area. Didn't last long. Once again, in 1907, they discovered the plague. City formally condemned the underground that it wanted to use as a junkyard, dumping ground for illegal activities until about 1965. And that's when our founder, Bill Spartel, got permission from the city to start this tour. A couple more things about the skylights. They are located throughout the entire neighborhood. Unfortunately, today, most of the skylights have either been cemented over, boarded over, or taken out of the sidewalk completely because they're not structurally sound. And that's why I stand over here. When you go outside, there's a distinct purplish tint to the glass. It didn't start that way. In the 1800s, an element was added to glass. It was called manganese. Manganese was put in glass to keep it from turning a sepia color or a moss color. Well, the irony is, when manganese reacts with sunlight, it will eventually turn the glass purple. Now, I have a ghost story for you, but I have to prep it just a little bit. There was a famous gold rush in the 1800s. It took place north of the border in the Canadian territories, the 1897 Klondike Gold Rush. That had a huge impact on Seattle's economy. Now, the early miners heading to the Klondike from the States were not prepared for the experience. I don't know if you've been up there before. Incredibly beautiful, incredibly rugged. Early miners were not prepared. They were dying in the Klondike. So at some point, the Canadian government instituted a law called the One-Ton Law. Now that law stated, when you reach the border, if you want to pass over to the Klondike, you need to prove to the Mounties you can survive up there for 1 year, you need a ton worth of supplies. That had a huge economic impact on this city for one reason. One man, actually. This is amazing, that one man can make all this money for the city of Seattle. Now this man came from the East, former ad man from New York. His name was Erastus Brainerd. Well, when they struck gold up there, just about everyone in Seattle headed up there, naively. He stayed back. He had a couple reasons, by the way. First reason, he didn't like cold weather. Second reason, he surmised, I still have all my contacts back east. I was an ad man. So he got on the wires, made full use of his contacts, and he spread the word throughout the eastern cities. Before you head to the Klondike, stop in Seattle to buy your supplies. You have to buy a ton worth of supplies. Well, we got a vast majority of that business because of this one man. Competition all along the coast. So the numbers are roughly 70% of the business, 70% of the goods sold to the miners came through the city of Seattle thanks to Erastus Brainerd. And by the way, part of that profit was by ripping off the miners. There was a term called mining the miners. The miners were so naive and clueless about conditions in the Klondike, instead of buying individual goods, they were sold Klondike packages. And one of those packages included gold-finding gophers. Yeah, they work great. So I want to give you the numbers. This should blow your mind. The money made in Seattle. Well, first of all, the money made in Seattle before the Klondike Gold Rush, about $300,000 a year. After the Klondike Gold Rush got started, $25 million in less than 8 months. Yeah, just a job.
Gin chamber?
Probably. It could be an old gin chamber.
Kind of obsessed with gin, buddy. What's up with that?
The Prohibition era was pretty interesting. Wow, they have a gift shop. It's underground.
Where are we at? Where?
And then from here, we can pick them up. Dried fruit. I'm gonna try out this thing.
So it seems like when they started using it as well, how many environmental
And there's one here.
that's also like a certain kind of so they can grab and pull themselves up. So the design of the solution and the solution and the scientific ideas got to be designed.
We want people to relate to our world and our characters on human terms, not on alien terms. What we call the hexapede. That's the equivalent of a deer. If you look at sturgeons, it's the equivalent of a rhinoceros. But it's unique to our world. And we want to make everything that we design not just going to be recognized.
So these, and